Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you how I achieved this beautiful sophisticated look using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Quad, and I give you tips and tricks on hooded eyes, droopy eyes, mature lid. So if you fit into any of these categories, make sure you carry on watching. As always, I already did my brows off camera. I used eyeliner pomade in blonde to fill them in. One thing that I would still recommend for more of a mature skin, droopy eye, whatever, you need to prime your lids, because often we have those little veins and it would just ruin the look. You can see I have a very veiny lid and they are very like bluey purple. I want to cancel that out. However, I don't want to use anything that's too creamy because it will crease. If not immediately, it will crease throughout the day, because my lid, although I'm not massively a hooded eye person, I do have a little bit of excess fat in my lid. It can crease. If you have a droopy lid like this, the same thing. If you have a more mature lid, you will have, throughout the years we lose the elasticity in our skin and it will be a lot more wrinkled, basically, a lot more excess skin. So I would recommend something that's creamy, good coverage, reasonably matte, and my favorite thing to prime my lids with is the Collection Lasting Perfection. I like this because it's creamy, it sets nicely, but it's not extremely dry. Max Paint Pot is a little bit too dry for me, especially if you have a more mature skin. If you have your favorite concealer, then just use that. My second tip is to not use a lot. You really don't need to use a lot. All you need it for is to cancel those little veins that you have. You can use your finger if you find it easier. I prefer a brush because it helps it dry a little bit faster. And as you can see, you can barely see what I have underneath there. I personally like to clean up my brows with this too. If you're not going for like a full glam, you don't really need to use that concealer to sharpen up your brow. We have a nice base without the very pigmented veins. Let's get to the eyeshadow. Let's go straight in. I will be using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Luxury Quad. I bought this a while back. I'm also going to include eyeshadow brushes, which I think are perfect for small eyes, hooded eyes, and the three that I will be using and are almost like a staple are the 203 Bold Metals brush. I can't find it anywhere anymore. I don't know if they discontinue this or not, but this is a perfect blending brush for those of you who have very small eyes. Another brush that I highly recommend is the Essential Crease Brush, smaller version of the Bold Metals. The last one is a shading brush, which is like a packer brush, but you can blend with this as well. If you always find yourself that your eyeshadow fluffs up way too high to your brow, you don't have a lot to work with, these brushes will help you with controlling your eyeshadow application. I'm going to start with my blending brush, and this is 203 from Bold Metals, and I'm going to pick up the lighter pink shade. It's called Enhance. Okay, and I'm going to tap this into my crease, but because you have hooded eyes, you want to tap it just above that crease as well, so people can see it. So when you relax, you can still see that shade. You've tapped it on nicely, and you want to go from the inner corner into your crease to the outer corner. Just make like a C shape, and then from there, using this brush, you want to start making circular motions in the same place. Don't change the placement, don't go above where you've put the shadow. The brush will blend it in for you. So when I look straight ahead, I can still see the eyeshadow that I've placed on. And I always do wisp it out just to lift it. This is crucial for those of you who have like a droopy outer corner. you need to take it outside of that that flap. If you can't see your shadow, and you will see this with every look that I do, that's probably why I have this massive wrinkle, this massive line on my forehead. I always lift my brows no matter the look I do, and sometimes it's easier to keep the mirror like underneath your chin almost, so you have it at an angle, so you have a nice flat surface, and this flap that you may have will stretch nicely. I always do this. I go from underneath, apply my shadow, and I always look directly into the mirror just to see if I'll be able to see the eyeshadow that I've placed on. I'm going to take the smoke shade, which is the darker brown, and you know what, I'm going to take it on the same brush, and I want to place it on the outer third of my eye. And as you can see, I'm applying it very close to my lash line and going up and up, like going at an angle, just stacking the shadow. And again, if you have that droopy lid, you want to take it up and out past that droopy bit, and the higher you go, the better it will look. You don't want to go out, you want to go up to give yourself a lift. If you were to go out, that droop would make your eyes even droopier, if that's even a word. And let's not be afraid to use that term. Droopy doesn't mean it's bad. Embrace that. We can give ourselves a lift with makeup. As you can see, I went past that excess skin. I'm going to take my brush, I didn't pick up any more product, and I'm going to go back in from that tip. I'm going to go back in just above my crease, just using the excess product that's on the brush. And again, I'm just blending this in with my previous shade, and these shadows are literally a dream. I highly recommend it. They are very easy to work with, super smooth, and they actually help with that texture. The less texture you have when it comes to the shadows, the better it will look on your lid. It will not add further texture. Small circular motions, just using this brush to blend this in. So I want a darker outer corner. I'm now going to take the prime shade on my shading brush, and I'm going to apply this on the inner third of my eye, actually the 2/3 of my eye, from the inner corner onto the lid up to the crease. There's no need going past your crease when it comes to shimmers, especially if you have very textured lid, because it will emphasize that texture. And you can highlight with this as well. I'm actually going to use this to highlight my brow bone as well. It's a very delicate shade. If you are more mature, lift that brow, because it will lift your eye as well. Don't go for icy shades, it will age you. Go for something that's very soft, just like this. I'm going to take a brown liner, line my lash line, so very close to my lashes. You could take that brown liner and go up at an angle. I'm not sure if I want to do that yet. I will blend this first, and then I can decide. You want to smoke this liner out. I'm going to reapply just a little bit more, just to make it a little bit thicker. If your eye goes down and it goes down quite low, you might want to take it up. Just, you know what, let's just do it. So go up again. As you can see, this is nice and high, but when I relax, it goes down a little bit. Just like the shadow, if you were to go in a straight line and then relax, it would go from straight line down. But that's not what we want. You want a nice lift. And if you feel like you've gone down too much, there's two ways to fix it. If you're like myself and often do eyes first, even easier, because you can just take a cotton wool pad, micellar water, and just go an angle. I'm even going to show you how easy it is to fix. I always take my cotton wool pad, fold it into a triangle, that way you have a nice angle, and then from your outer corner up to the tail of your brow, just go sweep, and it's nice and sharp, nice and lifted. super easy. It's not as easy when you have foundation on. The best way to fix it is to take a tiny little bit of concealer and a very small sharp brush just to clean it up a little bit and blend it in. I'm now going to take the Pop shade on my finger. I'm going to pop this in the center. You know what? No, I can't just pop it in the center. I'm going to pop it on that inner third and on the center. It looks so pretty. Okay, I'm going to do my other eye off camera, apply some mascara, and then I'm going to move on to falsies and kind of guide you with falsies. And you could leave this here with just mascara on, but I think a lash, especially like in the evening if you're going out somewhere, would be very, very nice. The best way to lift your eye is to use what I call, and most people call, corner lashes. You can either take a full band lash and cut it in half, make sure it's like symmetrical style. However, you can buy corner lashes from Eyeshadow. They are very nice. I will link them down below. I love them for like everyday looks. I will be doing my lashes and how to wear them, how to do them, how to apply them video very, very soon. I know you are waiting to see that. So I have a lash that is a full lash. It's symmetrical. It starts very thin, full in the middle and thinner at the end, and I did cut it in half, and I will end up with 2 corner lashes. I will be sticking them from underneath, and I know it sounds scary to be sticking your lash from underneath, not on top, but trust me, it looks super nice, very natural, and it's so much more comfortable to wear. Make sure your lash glue is almost dry because it will help you stick them on. Pick up your tweezers, make sure they are clean and free of glue, mascara. Make sure they're clean. My glue is almost dry, it's almost see-through. And what you want to do is take your mirror, put it almost underneath your chin again, pick up your lash, and stick it on the outer portion of your eye. And I could just leave it there. However, I will just give it a little squeeze. You can use your fingers or your tweezers. This method just makes these so easy to stick on. Ta-da! I can barely feel I've got lashes on. Okay, let's do the rest of my makeup really quick. Let's finish the eyes. You want to keep it bright, so I'm going to take that pinkier shade and I'm going to use my Essential crease brush to join the outer corner of my top lid with the lower, and I'm going to put this shade all over my lower lid. And again, you could leave it here. However, I will take a little bit of that brown on my brush and apply the tiniest bit of that brown on the outer third of my lower lash line, just to kind of smoke it out. I love this look. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have hooded eyes, if you're more mature, don't be afraid to experiment with lashes, with makeup, with smoky. You can look sophisticated too. Let me know if you want more videos like this where I talk about different techniques and tips and tricks. I feel like they don't do that well on my channel, so I would just need to know if you guys are interested in that. I hope you enjoy your day or night, whatever you are doing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed that. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You are the best. I hope to see you next time.